Welcome to the Regional Opportunity Index video tutorial series, How to Make Maps. Let's explore how to make the maps you want. First, we'll start by clicking on the Explore the ROI button here on the home page. When you enter the mapping site, you will see there are three panes. These are your palette, where you can create your customized maps. They initially load with maps of the people ROI, the place ROI, and a map showing the total population. All of the maps use census tracts, which are areas containing about 5,000 people. In areas with high population density, such as in cities, these tracts appear small. And in low density areas, such as in rural areas, these tracts appear larger. All of the people and place ROI maps use the same color coding scheme that compares each census tract to the regional average. This average is shown in yellow. Orange tracts are below, and red tracts are far below the regional average. Light green tracts are above, and dark green tracts are far above the regional average. The demographic maps, such as this total population map, use a single color scheme with darker meaning more and lighter meaning less. This is because these factors do not themselves measure opportunity. They are just descriptions of the area. So who lives in these areas? You can scroll over buttons to find out their function. You can customize the ROI maps in many ways, depending on your goals or just your curiosity. You can zoom in and out in three ways. One, using the plus and minus magnification buttons. Second, by double-clicking on any spot on the map. And finally, by holding down your Shift button and highlighting a certain area. You can get to a specific place by clicking on the flag button and typing in a location. You can include or hide the legend by clicking the legend button as shown here in the bottom left corner of every pane. You can zoom all three maps together, as we have seen, but you can also unclick the scale button to allow for different zoom levels in the same areas. If you unclick the location button, you will allow the maps to show different areas simultaneously. Here we have Fresno, California in the middle pane, and here we will click on the Sacramento area. You can jump back to the California map, showcasing the Central Valley ROI, by having both the scale and location buttons clicked and selecting and pushing the All California button here. You can change the fade to reveal the base maps below the ROI by moving the fade slider from left to right. Moving it to the left shows the base map underneath the ROI, and moving the slider to the right shows the ROI. A street map is our default base map. You can also change the base of the map to see different types of maps. If you move to the base map drop-down menu, you see that it starts with streets. You can also click it down to terrain. Terrain will show an elevation and ground cover. You can get an aerial view, or you can get a gray canvas with no base map. Let's return to the street map, which is our base map default. You can change the number of panels that are shown on the mapping site. Our default shows 3 maps, as seen here. But by clicking on the number of panels drop-down menu, you can select 1 map. You can select 2 maps, or you can get back to our default of 3 maps. You can change the maps you see by using the layer button to pick a map type. If you click here, you see you get a drop-down menu. In that menu, you have the options to select an index map, domain maps, and by clicking the plus button, you also get indicator maps or measures for each domain. So we will leave panel 1 as the regional opportunity index for people. We will take panel 2 and use that to look at the educational opportunity domain for people. And we will take pane 3 to look at the measures of education opportunity for people and select English proficiency. As you can see, by clicking on either an index, domain, or a measure, the maps switch to reflect that. To get a brief description of the map you are seeing, you can scroll over the title of each pane and you will see a description drop down. If you would like to get data source and year information, you can do so by clicking the question mark at the bottom left-hand corner. If you would like to revert back to an earlier map version on any of the panels, you can do so by clicking the back arrow button seen here. To learn more about a place on a map, click it to see a pop-up box. Index map pop-ups show how domains measure up with respect to their regional means. Domain map pop-ups show how domain-specific measures relate to their regional means. Maps for individual indicators show place-specific values. On maps that show a bar chart in a pop-up box, you can click any of the bars to map that data associated with it. So for example, in the Regional Opportunity Index for people, we can click on Education bar to map that. And as you see, it switched to the education opportunity for people. Once you have customized your maps, you can print out your maps by clicking the Print Map function button in the upper right-hand corner of each panel. You can also make tables to compare data across places using the Report function. Once you have set the maps and panels to show the data you're interested in, you can click the Report function and a pop-up menu will appear. Every time you select a track of interest, the data from that track from all visible maps will be pulled into the table. Once you have selected all your tracks, you can go ahead and click the CSV button to save the data in an Excel spreadsheet. Now that you're familiar with these basic functions of the mapping site, you can go ahead and begin to create your own maps and data tables.